like the little bit at the beginning I'm gonna edit. This episode's gonna be unedited just because I'm trying to get it to you guys as soon as possible, so I hope you enjoy nonetheless. We open back up with Ava, standing very still, eerily still, as her corpse sits there in the snow. Suddenly, it mangles and twists, and a pair of glowing yellow eyes reveal themselves. An eldritch claw breaks out of the skin, and we can hear Sin say, "Oh yes, get snuck upon." Dad looks very concerned, as he just watches the eldritch abomination as it lunges towards them. Lizzie continues to text on her phone, not really caring, but she's trying to text V about the situation. Nori swings in with a pickaxe to save them both, but Sin is not having this. Sin punches Dad and throws Lizzie to the ground, and then slaps Nori's core around for fun a little bit. Khan just stands there, and he's very concerned. Suddenly, the same sinister-looking monster thing breaks even more and crackles to life, its skin twisting and tangling, and pieces of its flesh fall to the ground, and blood spills everywhere. It jumps in the planet's core right after slamming Jay and ripping her up a little bit, trying to kill her for being a traitor. We see the same hole from the last episode, as Sin jumps in. Julie looks concerned and then stares straight at Neil and says, "I guess you were right." Sin begins to rip Neil apart. Neil is very sad. Lizzie grabs Dad's head because he was slammed into the ground as well, and holds him comfortingly. For once, Khan is about to put Jay out of her misery with a wrench. But Dad and Lizzie advise otherwise. We see V sleeping in the same, house from last episode. As Dad brings Jay in, and Lizzie texts on her phone and says, "Keep going, loser." As they drag Jay's destroyed corpse in, V asks what happened, and Lizzie explains that basically Ava was Sin and they all got kinda hurt. And now Sin's looking for the planet's core probably, and she's gonna eat them all. That is very concerning. Suddenly, a space pod arrives, smashing into the planet's crust, as a head falls to the ground. We can see a helmet be taken off, oil spilling everywhere, as Doll just stares at the space pod, the corpse in the helmet. We see Sin, the Sin with X. X flies out of the space pod, standing on top of it, as Sin makes her way out very menacingly. Doll takes a chance and she just runs for it. As the planet's core begins to erupt in big yellow beams, Sin is just standing there menacingly. As a black hole forms straight in the center of the planet, Sin's goals are about to come real. All of the Sins, the Sin that was Ava, the Sin that is with X, and all of the other Solver abominations around the planet and a bunch of scrap, all twists and tangles together, combining to make a giant eldritch monster, a new Sin. The black hole grows into a giant eldritch abomination. In the center, it reads Null. We can see the planet's light begin to crack open as pieces of rock float away into space. Eldritch yellow lights fill the area as they all begin to crumble all of the planet. All of the yellow lights combine, forming a giant black hole as yellow light fills the universe. regains consciousness after the entire gang was pulled into the black hole by Sin. She stares straight at Sin, who's right in front of her, with someone all too familiar. She sees In's head laying there, and In's core gets swallowed by Sin. Uzi screams and tries to get up, but she cannot. She is too frightened and shaken. Suddenly, we see V fixing up Jay. She regained consciousness a couple hours ago, and she's just hiding out from Sin. Sin lunges at Jay after she shoots at her a little bit. Not Jay, Uzi. Jay's from the last scene. Uzi is scared, very scared. We see Lily open up a black hole and shoot a couple straight at the Solver. The Solver just flicks them off like mosquitoes. We see Sin stare straight at her as she pins Lily's mom to the ground. Jay shoots at the Solver. The Solver just takes the bullets, just absorbing them. It's no match for Sin. Jay is then smashed by a tentacle and thrown into a pit after getting her core ripped out and eaten by Sin. Suddenly, a big, green-eyed monster, Spooky, comes out of a giant pit that Sin has formed straight in the middle of the black hole, like realm thing. V stares straight at it in terrifying, traumatized. How could Sin do this to her pet after it sacrificed itself to save them? L begins to gear up and get ready to fight X for killing his parents. He's about to get his revenge. X stares at him before whipping out a claw and a blaster and just laughs a little bit. Lily looks concerned and terrified about how easily the Solver is killing everyone and how easily it's winning this battle without even trying. Con and Noi begin to fall into a pit, and Noi decides it's time for a redemption arc. Noi sacrifices herself, throwing Con straight up into the pit and falling down the flesh thing, like pit thing herself, straight into a big black hole at the bottom, dying and melting. Con begins to cry. Thad begins to use his Solver to defend him and Lizzie from the oncoming attacks from everyone around them. He's more on the defensive side, not the attackive side. Julie just stares at all the chaos, and then she looks at Neil, who swoops around after V. V throws missiles at Sin. Neil swoops around, blasting one of the missiles and cutting her head off, before V flies up and shoots bullets at Sin, blowing. Sin temporarily disables V as Neil stares at her. Sin begins to rip Neil apart, brutally, chaotically, and monsterly. She then immediately turns around and rips Uzi's core straight out of her chest, eating it, killing Uzi off. Also, Neil is also dead. He got his core ripped out. She holds Uzi's core for a minute before swallowing it. Lily makes a big black hole, shooting it straight at the Solver. The Solver gets a little damage, but immediately repairs. She then catches another black hole that Lily makes, and smashes it right in her right hand. As the big spooky zombie thing begins to flashbang V. V falls to her own pet. As the gravity around them begins to shake and shift, everyone floats up and then gets slammed on the ground. Suddenly, bang, V. V falls to her own pet. As the gravity around them begins to shake and shift, everyone floats up and then gets slammed on the ground. Suddenly, the same yellow light fills the big black hole realm, destroying everything, killing everyone off in a big surge of yellow light. The universe is doomed because the entire cast is dead. We then cut to black. We then see the Silvertail begin to make noise and wake everyone up. Uzi wakes up and she says, "Thankfully it was just a dream, right?" As Sin says, "Was it just a dream?" "For now, it's just a dream, but in the future, you do not know what's in store for me." Goodbye, viewers. See you in the next 111. As the Solver's voice glitches out and echoes. Thank you all so much for supporting this season, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, which will not be. Murder Throne Season 2 is over, and I'm not making a Season 3, just to tell you. Maybe in the future, like a year or two. Hey, that's just a theory. A drone theory. See you in the next one.